Hello and welcome to our Christmas Eve edition of Live, Local and Loud with me, Kevin Gaughan. In this week's edition, Lee from Prime UK Band will be chatting to the awesomely talented and amazingly energetic Andrea Kenny, who is the lead singer of the lovely local band, the Brandy Thieves. And we'll also have some homegrown music by local bands. I hope you enjoy it. And we'll start this week's show off with our one and only Christmas song, released just a couple of weeks ago by the ultra-talented Siobhan Matzi. Here's to You, in brackets, another Christmas song.
It's been a long time since I saw you here. Now we face the winter months, and even though the time stood still this year, we breathe the cold into our lungs. What was brightest now turned blue, I know. Will our hearts be buried under snow? Coexistence at a distance is hard to bear, but in my thoughts, please know you're there. Though alone, I'm still here, my friend. I'll still decorate a tree. Lights outside will bring us home again. Find the lights and plug into the past. Place your memories inside the glass, the ones that fill you up and make you laugh. A timeline that's built to last. Though alone, I'm still here, my friend. I'll still decorate a tree. Lights outside will bring us home again. Hold on tight, that come tomorrow, we'll be on the other side. Oh, we can get through, 'cause I got you. We'll survive these holidays.
That was the ultra talented and equipped with a beautiful voice. Absolutely love her voice there. Siobhan Matzi, and Here's to You. Open brackets, another Christmas song. Close brackets. Keeping it current, let's have a little bit of rocky bluesy from Chambers, and this is their latest single, just released a couple of weeks ago again. By a couple of weeks ago, I mean beginning of December 2020. So here's Chambers and Bone Broke. That was Chambers and Bone Broke, their brand new single. Okay, now we're going to have a little bit of Mr. Mason Bailey. We had him on last week's show, and here's his latest song, which was actually released on the evening of last week's show, so last Thursday. So here's Mason Bailey and Slip Away.
I fell flat on my face, always feeling the pain, never knowing where to go, till you came and saved. Now I'm falling and tripping, my heartbeat keeps skipping. I hope and I pray you'll never let me go. Got all of these feelings that I don't wanna show. Maybe I should let you know I will never let you go. You just gotta let me show I am here, right here to stay. I will never slip away. I wanna know now. slip away, don't slip away, no. I wanna know now. Don't slip away, don't slip away. Nowhere to go, but you were right here. I was lost in your lust, it was never enough. Now I'm falling and tripping, my heartbeat keeps skipping. I hope and I pray you'll never let me go. Got all of these feelings that I don't wanna show. Maybe I should let you know I will never let you go. You just gotta let me show I am here, right here to stay. I will never slip away. I wanna know now. Don't slip away, no. I wanna know now. Don't slip away. I will never let you go. You just gotta let me show I am here, right here to stay. I will never slip away. I will never let you go. You just gotta let me show I am here, right here to stay. I will never slip away.
That was Mason Bailey's latest song, Slip Away. Like I said, he was on last week's show. If you'd like to hear his interview again and a couple more of his songs, you can have a look at www.musicinleicester.co.uk. And there on the right hand side you'll see last week's podcast, and if you want to have a listen to any of our other of our shows, if you click on the link on the right hand side, you'll go to our Facebook page, Live Local and Loud's Facebook page, and all our previous shows are all listed on that. Okay, so keeping it current now, so we're going to be playing one of Ohana's latest songs, also released a couple of months ago, I think that was. Here's Not My Cup of Tea by Ohana.
I've seen people like you before.
That was Ohana and Not My Cup of Tea. Ohana, of course, we spoke to here on Live Local and Loud. That was a couple of months ago now. As I said at the beginning of the song, if you'd like to hear that interview, just check out Music in Leicester and click on the Facebook page link for Live Local and Loud. Okay, so now it's time for this week's interview, where Lee from Prime UK Band has a rather insightful, very interesting, fascinating chat, actually, an insightful chat to Andrea Kenny, who's the singer from the Brandy Thieves. So here's Lee chatting to Andrea Kenny from the Brandy Thieves. But first of all, we'll start off with a classic Brandy Thieves song, Down the River.
I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. Oh Lord, these leather boots are heavy. I could walk no further, and the monkey lead me off track. And the further I keep walking in this direction, there's no turning back. I'm sinking down, down, swallowed up. I'm in so deep I can't get up, up. You'll see my ghost in the weeds, suffocating in disease. Would you cry? Would you cry? Would you cry? Would you cry? You'll see my blood in the sand. Would you think that it was planned? Would you cry? Would you cry? Would you cry? I sold my soul, I sold my soul, I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. Yeah. Oh God, my face is going under. I can be no longer. And the monkey hold my head down as I look up to the sky one last time before I drown. Sinking down, down, swallowed up. I'm in so deep I can't get up. I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. You'll see my blood in the sand. Would you think that it was planned? Would you cry? Would you cry? You'll see my ghost in the weeds, suffocating in disease. Would you cry? Would you cry? I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. I sold my soul down the river. Now the river runs dry. My soul, my soul, my soul, my soul, my soul, my
We are live, local and loud. That was a track called Down the River by my guest today, who is Andrea Kenny, who's with me. How are you today? You all right?
Hello, love. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you very much. Yeah, you've not been sleeping very well at the moment.
No, I've been struggling with insomnia for quite a while. Lots of stress going on, but you know that's I think that's what everybody's facing at the moment. So.
Yeah, it's been a little bit since the lockdown situation, just things.
Yeah,
Things a
definitely.
bit difficult, but you've been quite active with the music side of things, out there gigging, doing live streams and stuff like that. Recently, played a gig with Whiskey Rebellion at the Soundhouse.
Yeah, and that was wonderful because I was playing some like live in person gigs over the summer at the Soundhouse and the Donkey as well. And that was great to sort of be out there and see people. And I thought, when Leicester was in lockdown prison indefinitely, that God knows when I was going to get to gig in front of a real live audience again. So when Firebug started doing the socially distanced gigs, it was amazing. So it was chuffed that Whiskey Rebellion asked me to come and join them. Really good fun, really well attended.
Quite a spacious room in there. Was it Firebug you did the Whiskey Rebellion one with then, that one?
Sorry?
Did you do the Whiskey Rebellion one at Firebug, was it?
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic. And how did you find the setup in there then? How was it different?
Oh, so it was actually downstairs, and they'd set up a rig for the stage to be on where like normally the sofas are up on that mezzanine bit. And then they'd had like, it's almost like a movie theatre, so they had people they'd arranged the sofas in rows, and it was a limited amount of people, and they had very strict rules in place, so people were very respectful of the fact that Firebug had to follow these rules, and the artists were had to follow the rules as well, but everybody got into the vibe, and you could really feel the appreciation of being in a situation where live music was again, even though you couldn't really like go nuts over it because you couldn't spray the COVID everywhere and that kind of stuff. But I got people stamping their feet and banging the table instead of whooping, which was outlawed.
In a way, you've got that full focus onto where you're playing and everything, rather than maybe at a standard gig where sometimes you got people milling about. Sometimes
exactly, and I think the other thing is that people were. By this time, I think people were so craving and in need of live music and socializing and being in that environment that they adapted really well to the setting, and they were totally focused on the music. You couldn't hear a pin drop sometimes. You could hear a pin drop sometimes. It was just so quiet that people were so focused on what was happening on the stage. It was brilliant.
Like say, almost a cinema experience rather than That's something very different. I've not had a chance to get out there and see any social distancing gigs, but from what people have told me, it's been quite refreshing. And how did you find the live stream situation? That was Firebug as well, that one.
Oh, so yeah, I did a live stream without an audience the other weekend with Helen Collins from Blue Skies in June, and we named the evening Dark Skies in December as a kind of play on words for her band and also the general mood of this Christmas. And as soon as we literally maybe had 2 rehearsals and it was a bit of a rush job, having no audience there was actually it drew the pressure off us a little bit. We just had fun, and Nick Rose did sound and did an amazing job, and we got some amazing feedback from it. And me and Helen plan to work together again in the future. We did some of my new material and some really well-known covers, and it's been a hard year for everybody, so I wanted to make it a bit of an emotional experience, because I think it's cathartic to kind of go through that journey with people sometimes, rather than just shrug it off.
Super exciting. And at the same time, you can, I suppose, with the streaming situation, you can be a little bit more experimental, can't you? And just try different ideas out and stuff. I think it'll definitely be the way to go and become more popular next year. I think with the situation that's happening at the moment, I think it'll just free people up to experiment with how they present the music, won't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
So this is Broken Records by the Brandy Thieves, and then we're going to talk about your new material very shortly.
This conversation is futile, my dear. We're going round in circles. I'm getting dizzy from the arguments, trading insults just for self-defense. We're getting nowhere with this track. You shout at me and I will scream right back. But baby, can we please change tack? My throat is hoarse, so just get on your back. For rough makeup. Cause by that time we got nothing left to say. Bicker all night, but we know there's a better way. Make love not war, I might just be able to say. Can't argue with the truth when it's right in your face. This broken record keeps turning. Surely you must want to hear something. The music's heaven when we're both in tune. But hell is waiting when I'm done with you. The anticipation is killer. I'm waiting for this to be over soon, so we can shut up and go to our room and break the pebbles with our anger feud. Rough makeup. Cause by the time we got nothing left to say. Bicker all night, but we know there's a better way. Make love not war, I might just be able to stay. Can't argue with the truth when it's right in your face. Let's go! Cause by the time we got nothing left to say. Bicker all night, but we know there's a better way. Make love not war, I might just be able to say. Can't argue with the truth.
That was Broken Records by my guest today, Andrea Kenny, who is the performer in the Brandy Thieves as well. You said you're taking a little bit of a break from that project for next year, you think?
Who knows what's on the horizon for the Brandy Thieves? We're all still really close friends. There's a lot of love between us. We became a family. We were together 8 years. I'm still in touch with all the guys, and I don't know what they're doing musically at the moment. I think because of COVID, we've all just kind of had to concentrate on our own separate lives a little bit.
You far away from each other then, in terms of location-wise? Are you far out?
No, it's not. Well, not really actually. That we're all based in Leicester, apart from Tim, our accordion player, who's based in North Carolina. But I think we hope to sort of either do maybe 1 or 2 goodbye shows or reunion shows at some point. You know, because that's what we were meant to do, and then COVID happened. So, you know, but there's still a lot of love there, and still a lot of musicality that's between us. Just I wanted to concentrate on other aspects of my life, so that's why I stopped being in the band anymore.
I suppose as well, that little pause between working together and things like that can hopefully bring that excitement back again to the project. It's like anything. Sometimes you just need a pause from it, don't you? Especially when you've been with a group so long and working.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, who knows? I won't rule anything out, and you know, we, as I say, we still keep in touch. So
fantastic. Well, you've got new material in the pipeline. Then can you tell me a bit more about that and how that kind of differs from the songwriting process with the Brandy Thieves? Maybe how are you approaching the new music that you're writing now?
So I've been recording a full track album, like 10 tracks at Tiny Studios with Neil Scrott over the past however long, at my own pace, which is a nice way to work, and it includes songs that I wrote, you know, 10, 12 years ago, songs that are brand new, and songs that I wrote in lockdown. It's been a kind of collection of the struggles in life and mental health that I've gone through, that not just I've gone through, but people, you know, it can be relatable to anybody. And it's not finished yet, because I think because COVID is going to be the next T-shirt slogan of next year, isn't it? I might get that's a good merch idea, isn't it?
Maybe there'll be a few album titles and T-shirts and things like that.
Yeah. So the album's called Trials, which is relating to struggle, but also the fact that you can get through that struggle. And I had an amazing series of photos for the album and artwork by an artist, a photographist. Is that the word? Photographer. Oh my god.
What happens when you're not slept for 4 days?
Oh god, I hope I get to sleep tonight. Called Jeff Bridges, and he's amazing, and he did these amazing set of images for the album artwork. So please, people, check him out. And yeah, I'm really excited about when it's going to be finally released, because I've got a whole bunch of session musicians that people might recognise on there. And as far as the songwriting process is concerned, as I say, some of the songs were written a long time ago.
Did you have a lot of songs to choose from then for the older material that you'd written?
There were some that were already pre-recorded that were done with older bands, but I selected ones that still got relevance, and that's still a class song, and it was my first opportunity, I think, in all of this time of being a musician, where I had the wherewithal and the funds and the time to be able to make something my own. And the motivation as well. And
so you re-recorded previous tracks that you'd had like demo versions of, and
yeah.
How did you find it? Because it's one thing I'm probably going to be doing very shortly with my band Prime, because we're going to really put our last release out next year.
Your last release?
Yeah, well, I finished the band off last year, this year, just before lockdown occurred. We were going to do some gigs this year, but they didn't take place. So obviously with what's happened, so I decided just going to release a few more things. And I'm using some old tracks. I've found some old tracks out from people I've not seen in a fair while. So I'm just interested to see what did you think? Was everybody cool with you using the old material then that you'd got together? Everybody laid back about it?
They're my songs. So
songs that you songs that you'd had and like built with other musicians, and then
either way, so, you know, the songs that I've used are, I've only used songs that I've solely written myself, because that I wouldn't want to tread on anybody's creative toes, so I haven't re-recorded any material that I can't say that isn't exclusively mine.
Well, mine are all co-written, so I've got to be very nice to people and make sure that they're cool with me using them. I'm going to play a track next. We're going to play The Owl and the Pussycat next. If you want to tell me a bit about that one.
Yeah, so The Owl and the Pussycat is one of the first songs that I brought to the Brandy Thieves when me and Kane sort of founded the band. I wrote it maybe 9 years ago, and it's a play on the whole Owl and the Pussycat fairy tale fable, but it's a tale of doomed love that was never meant to be. It's one of the Brandy Thieves' favourite crowd pleasing songs, and one of my favourite songs that I've written.
Everybody get reacquainted with that one, or discover it for the first time if they haven't heard it before. This is The Owl and the Pussycat by the Brandy Thieves.
The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a boat that was doomed to sink. They named her Titanic on a maiden voyage. She was clear, she was on the brink. The sea was too rough and the wind was too strong. The sail was ripped right through. They clung to the mast and prayed love would last. A cloud fell over the moon. A cloud fell over the moon. Still dating love was doomed from the start. Two different species from two worlds apart. They thought they could bridge this gap with their hearts, but the distance was too strong. It ripped them apart. And so they drowned. And they never found. So heed to this fable, I slam on the table. Oh God, if you're able, don't fall for the ones you can't keep. This pussycat clung to splintered wood, scanned the horizon, had as loud as she could. The storm was over, I was nowhere to be seen. She spotted some feathers stuck to her beam. She paddled quick-footed, already too late. No sign of life, not a tweet from her mate. Oh, don't you go, don't you die on me today. Stay with me now, don't you dare drift away. La-da-da-da, la-da-da-da, la-da-da-da. have much time, so please let me speak. You must go now, you must live your life full. If we thought this could work, we were suddenly fools.
We are live, local and loud. That was The Owl and the Pussycat by the Brandy Thieves. I'm joined with Andrea Kenny from that group today, and she's been telling me about her upcoming project. And one other thing that you're going to be doing next year is going to university, hopefully to do music therapy. That's something that you're passionate about?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was pretty much the main reason that I decided to depart from the band, because it was something I was very passionate about, that I knew that I couldn't maintain both being in the band and following this dream as well. Music is such an intrinsic and important part of people's lives, not just as a listening experience, but as a healing tool, as a development tool, as an unlocking tool for people that have started to lose parts of their life as well. And I didn't do that whole university thing when I was younger. I've always just ever been in a band. Like, that's been my life since I was 18, and every job that I've had is kind of been part-time to me. Like, it's been the hobby, being music, being Andrea in whatever band I've been has been my kind of main focus in my life. And I still am participating in that, and the reason I'm doing solo now is because I can participate in that on my own schedule.
Yeah.
Because I want to use music to help and grow people. I work for an organisation called Soft Touch Arts in Leicester, and I've been doing that for just over a year, and it's been the most incredible experience. I work with SEN young adults, so people with different kinds of educational needs and development needs, autism and things like that, and it just sets me on fire. That's what I want to do with my life. I want to help people grow and learn and develop through music. So I want to study music therapy next year.
Sounds fantastic. Where will you be participating in that? Whereabouts are you going?
Well, I'm going to apply for Derby Uni, and it's a postgrad, and I don't have a degree, so I'm hoping that my merits as a professional musician for the last 20 years and the fact that I have been already doing kind of a music practitioner kind of role for quite a while will hold me in good stead with UCAS and all that kind of jazz.
I'm sure it will.
I'm hoping to basically smash it out in an interview, because it's a job that I know I'm capable and well suited to do. It's just don't have the academia behind me, unfortunately.
I'm sure it'll all fall together, and you'll get that in operation. I do wish you the very best of luck with it, as well as the new album. I look forward to hearing that in the new year. I'm sure Kev will be cranking that music out on the show in future as well. If anybody wants to check out Andrea's music, it's on Facebook at Andrea Kenny Music, and check that out. Check out the Brandy Thieves as well, and check their back catalogue as well on all the Spotify's and things like that. I will wish you the very best, and thank you very much for your time coming on today, Andrea.
Thank you very much. And
keep this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully, and Merry Christmas, everybody, and just keep hanging in there. It's, hopefully there's going to be a turning corner for the live music industry in the coming months, and just keep watch people's live streams, like give money to their PayPal. I just want to thank everybody who's ever given to my PayPal while watching my live streams. All of you people that have given, most of you have given £5 or above, will get an album when it's ready. And so thank you for that, and thank you for supporting artists. And there's Mary Ann Radcliffe, there's Siobhan Matsey, there's the Whiskey Rebellion, there's Luke Broughton. That Leicester is absolutely teeming and rich with incredible artists. And just because you can't see us in a real life setting, don't forget about us, and don't forget about your music venues as well, because we're going to need you. They're going to need you when life starts getting back on the.
And I think a lot of people as well stuck at home even though maybe the government doesn't appreciate what musicians are doing. I think people sat at home struggling with issues that you've been mentioning earlier, appreciate music and appreciate what singer-songwriters offer and bands offer to people. So, and it gets people through the day a lot better than it would in complete silence. I know that for a fact. Yeah,
well, it's much more heartening than a public speech by Matt Hancock anyway.
We'll get off that one. It's Christmas. We'll change the subject from that mob.
Probably edit that.
See, I'll keep that one in, no problem. You have a lovely evening. Look after yourself.
All right, thanks, lovely. Merry Christmas, everybody. Take care of each other and yourself.
That was a fascinating little chat there between Lee from Prime UK Band and Andrea Kenny, lead singer and performer of the Brandy Thieves, now doing her own stuff. Very interesting, although rather sad to hear the Brandy Thieves are taking a break. Leave a massive hole in the Leicester music scene. Hopefully we'll be back at some point, but it's not sounding hopeful, I think. Sounds like Andrea's got her sights on different things, really. Okay, so after she was chatting a lot about the Whiskey Rebellion in the beginning of the interview, because she recently did a gig there with them, let's play a little bit of the Whiskey Rebellion, and here's Goodwin Sands.
Down in the shingle below, build a castle made of hands, where coral flowers grow. Come play with me on Goodwin Sands, where many mariners abide. We'll climb a forest made of mass and drift upon the tides. Come play with me on no man's land, a bloody battleside of old, where soldiers sip to those long past, and toast till time's untold. Play with me where warlords plan to sail into sovereign rule, and abject ships lie all unmanned, with all broken bone and jewels. Come play with me on Goodwin Sands, down with the timbers below. A final fortress far from land, where coral flowers grow.
That was the Whiskey Rebellion and Goodwin Sands. That pretty much brings us to the end of another live Local and Loud with me, Kevin Gaughan. I hope you've enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget, if you want to find out anything about any of the artists, musicians that were featured on today's show, just have a look at musicinleicester.co.uk. In there you'll also find a handy gig diary. There's not many gigs in there at the moment, obviously, because of Leicester's in Tier 3. But hopefully there'll be some, well, there's some live streams in the gig diary and various other things. I do hope you have as merry Christmas as you possibly can, given the current circumstances. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday, which will be New Year's Eve, here on Hermitage FM at 5 o'clock.